What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be going over the price increases that we are witnessing in terms of Japanese Pokemon cards. Now, if you've been following this channel and watching my lives, you know, every Friday we normally go on eBay and Japanese websites and we look at the prices of stuff and see how much they're growing in price pretty much every single week. Every time we do one of those lives, it seems like it goes up $20 or $30. And I kind of wanted to address it to those of you who don't watch my lives and just catch the 10-minute videos. But before we go into that, we need to kind of understand the difference between Japanese Pokemon and English Pokemon. They are two very, very different, basically companies almost. Although they're run by the Pokemon company, English Pokemon and Japanese Pokemon are almost two different entities, and they do things very, very differently. In English Pokemon, you know, we can get a reprint like that. If you look at the latest Pokemon release, and here is a clip from the International Business Times, and they said that the Pokemon company are printing more TCG cards to address supply issues which scalpers cause. Now, I don't know if the Pokemon company is directly aiming at scalpers or if they are aiming at just fulfilling the demand. But anyway, they said that they were aware of, you know, difficulties purchasing Pokemon cards all around the world due to shipping constraints impacting their availability, and they're basically going to be reprinting pretty much every set that you guys basically want, whether it's Vivid Voltage, definitely going to be Shining Fates, probably a bit of Darkness Ablaze, and everything else that you guys are missing out upon. Basically, Pokemon in English, they will reprint something at a whim. So how many times did we get Evolutions reprinted? Felt like hundreds of reprints. For like the last 3 years we've had reprints, and they finally cut it off. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they did another Evolutions reprint. They did a small one with the Kanto Power boxes, but Japanese is completely different. Japanese rarely reprint stuff. Now, the only thing I can think of them reprinting was the Tag All-Star boxes, and it was a very, very limited reprint. So to me, the collectability of Japanese is far underrated because there are not many reprints. What they do is they do things in waves. So if you've been into Shiny Star V, we're up to the 3rd wave right now, and they do it in waves, so you know there's not tons and tons of it on shelves. They just meet the demand every single time until they decide that they don't want to do it anymore, and it's very, very limited. Usually once something has been printed for a while, they just stop and that's it. They're not going to do it anymore. Whereas with English, if there's enough demand for whatever set it is, they'll just keep printing it and keep printing it and mass printing it. Japanese is they don't reprint promos, for example, very often. The only one that really comes to mind was the Charizard Illustrator one. You know, you don't see the Kanazawa Pikachu being reprinted tons and tons and tons. Maybe because English has a huge scalper problem, whereas, you know, Japanese, there is a secondary market, but it's not like everyone's going into Japanese stores, taking everything and reselling it. It doesn't really happen that much. It did happen a bit with Shiny Star V, but not to the extent that you're going to be able to see in Shining Fates in English. Now, I want to go over the sets we are seeing a huge tick in price. Now, the two that I'm going to focus on mostly today are the Dream League booster boxes and the Tag All-Star booster boxes. Dream League mainly focuses on character arts and waifu cards, and basically they're full art trainers and basically the art, and it's a really awesome set that have gone skyrocketing in price, and so have these booster boxes. These booster boxes were available for $38 at the beginning of the year. Now, this crept up to $40 and then $50, and 3 weeks ago I think I paid $42.50 for a Dream League booster boxes. This is the Japanese website, Plaza Japan. They ship internationally, but their prices have gotten out of hand. You can see right here that a Dream League booster box is $91.77. That is over 100% increase from when I visited this website 3 or 4 weeks ago. Whenever I do lives, I use Plaza Japan as like a marker for prices in Japan, just because it's a good website, it's in English, it's easy for all the viewers to follow. So this was just every single week, it's up in price. Now, if you look at it, the US on eBay, it's around $102, $99. There's a couple at $88, but this has just gone crazy high for a set which I personally could not sell 3 months ago. I was selling them for $60, I think, and I actually had to sell them at $55 because nobody wanted them in the USA. And now there's a huge explosion of demand, and it's weird. So if you're wanting to kind of like invest and look into Japanese, the best way to do it is to keep an eye on retail prices in Japan. Once you see retail prices in Japan go up, that means that supply is dwindling and demand is increasing. In the USA, we rarely see retail prices increase. They usually, once a booster box is out, it stays at that price as long as it's at Target and Walmart and your local game store. And then once it gets to the secondary market, and it's only on the secondary market, that's when you see different prices, right? But in Japan, prices on the website are dictated by supply and demand. So if something is crazy in demand, they'll bump up the price. Same with supply. If the supply is really low, they'll bump up the price. If the supply is really high and the demand is really low, they absolutely crater the price. It's really kind of like fascinating to watch. It's almost like watching the stock market, the way that prices in Japan fluctuate all the time. So Tag All-Stars, this box here is now $186.20. So I was selling these on my website for $95 2 weeks ago. Now I can't get any because the prices are insane now. So the reason for Tag All-Stars being such a popular set is twofold. Number one is that they have these incredible Japanese exclusive gold cards, and there are 7 of them. There's a Charizard and Reshiram, the Mew and Mewtwo, Pikachu and Zekrom, Greninja and Zoroark, Lucario and Melmetal, Garchomp and Giratina, and then the Trio Birds. These cards are getting really expensive. These are cards that personally I would invest in. They will never be seen in English. They will only be in Japanese. They're gold cards. They are popular Pokemon, especially Mew and Mewtwo. These cards are in the hundreds now. These were about $40 or $50 each. I think the Charizard and Reshiram and Mew and Mewtwo have always been close to 100 or over 100, but now I'm seeing listings in Japan for Reshiram and Charizard upwards of $400 right now. So to complete that gold set you back pretty high, but because the booster boxes are actually still for sale in some retailers, the prices are not as high as they will be in 2, 3, 4 months, as long as there's not another reprint. And the Pokemon Company have not said anything about reprints. My supplier has no idea. He has heard nothing about reprints. And the second reason that people want to invest in this booster box is that there are God packs, just like Shiny Star V, and it is where every single card in one pack is a secret rare or higher, and that's you basically need in Tag All-Stars anyway to get a secret rare in every single pack in order to complete it. And I think that's 1 in every 200 packs, and I think you're guaranteed if you buy a case, there's 1 pack in that case which will have that God pack. These are going absolutely insane. I'm gonna quickly check the price of a Tag All-Stars booster box on eBay. Yeah, it's so $147, $136, $135, $139. So what's really telling to me when I'm looking at the eBay listings and then comparing it to the Japanese retailer is that the Japanese retailer knows a lot more about what the supply, what the demand, what the Pokemon Company is thinking compared to those who are selling or reselling on eBay. With this $186.20, which is $50 higher than that on eBay, there's not going to be a reprint. They're very low in supply. They're still really in demand. I get messages every day asking me about Tag All-Stars booster boxes. If you guys want to know, is it the time to invest now? You don't really want to start packing your cupboards full of stuff when they're, $38 on these websites. You want to start looking once they start ticking upwards. That's when you want to start really investing, because sometimes it will take ages. Remember, this is Sun and Moon era. This is 2-3 years ago. But even ordinary boxes, which aren't so good, Altered Genesis one, similar to that of Cosmic Eclipse, just something for you guys to be aware on. These boxes all rise kind of like together. The XY ones all rose together. The Sun and Moon ones all rose together. The Sword and Shield ones will all rise together as well whenever the next generation comes out. It might be that. It might be that a lot of people have decided to go into Japanese Pokemon because English Pokemon is just kind of like the bed in terms of trying to get people supply, trying to get things out in time. Quite a lot of YouTubers out there who have their own supplier and distributor and their own card store. They still haven't received their product for Shining Fates, which comes out this Friday, which is only 5 days away from recording, and they still have yet to get the product. So it looks like it's an absolute show, and that is a reason why people are heading towards Japanese and away from English. But I just thought this would be a really interesting video, especially for those of you who don't watch the market as closely as I am. I obviously do this as kind of like a side gig, and I do it for YouTube, so I'm always looking at prices. But for those of you who aren't looking at it every single day like me, this can be quite alarming, and it could be your very last time getting Sun and Moon booster boxes in. Essentially, once Japan goes out of stock, that's kind of it. It's very, very rare for them to turn around and say, you know, we're going to reprint something. Evolutions here, like I said before, was printed to death, but in Japan, those evolutions were not printed to death. They were very, very difficult to find up until beginning of last year. They started getting very, very difficult. Whereas, you know, evolutions was printed and printed and printed, and people just started hoarding boxes, and now you see the crazy price increase. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you kind of learned something a bit about Japanese Pokemon and how everything is done in Japan. It's a bit different from the USA, where you just get a reprint like that, sudden announcement. In Japan, it doesn't really work like that. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that all these sets are never going to be printed. It's possible they could be. It's just when you look at the history of Pokemon in Japan especially, it's very, very unlikely that that's going to happen. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something, and hope to catch you guys on Friday, because I've got 2 huge boxes over $2,000. I think I got something close to $3,000 actually this time of Pokemon products. So we're going to open that. It's going to be probably like a 2-hour live stream, and I really enjoyed talking to you guys on Friday, so I hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you guys again soon. Thank you.